I was born September 20th, the year 2000. I was healthy, but not normal. Soon as I started kindergarten, my parents and teachers both had noticed that I had really atrocious handwriting. And to make it better, my mom actually had me repeat kindergarten, thinking that a second round of it would actually help. But unfortunately, it did not. This led to bullying and me being even made fun of by the teachers as well. I struggled with my fine motor skills, stuff such as my, of course, handwriting, stuff with tying my shoes, which I actually still deal with today, and I can't cut straight with a pair of scissors, and a plethora of other things. One time, actually, in elementary school, I was tested to see if I had mental disabilities. They said I was smart, but at this point, I was really starting to doubt it. Then came middle school, when one of my teachers noticed how I wrote so fast and so incorrectly that I had spelled my name wrong on a piece of paper. So they called a meeting with all my teachers and my parents to talk about my writing, and most of the teachers there were pretty much supportive about it. But still, it was a big hit to my confidence, so when they offered the extra help, I denied it. Then came along high schools when my depression really hit hard. I was not believing in myself. I wasn't trying in almost any of my classes. The only class I tried in was in my theater class, which I was actually still failing because of the lack of classwork. Here's the thing, it might not make sense, but literally I would do the work but not turning in, because it might sound weird, but it's because of the fact that I never thought my work was good enough, and I just gave up. I didn't care anymore at that point. And then of course I got the warnings, you're gonna go to Valverde High School. I didn't care at that point anymore, but I was still trying somewhat, but in the end I didn't try hard enough because I got sent to Valverde High School. So yeah, I was sent to Valverde High School, and of course I thought the worst because it's labeled as a continuation high school, and all the teachers at my high school, said, oh, that's the worst school. You're going to be sent there. There's gangs, there's drugs, there's violence. You're going to be hurt there. You're not going to be accepted there. You're not going to be accepted anywhere just because you go to the school. And it was a scare tactic, and it had its influence on me, and it worked because, I believed that I was a failure when I got sent there, and my depression had gotten so bad, and I didn't know where I was going in life. I felt like I was nothing and that I was nobody. So I told myself, I thought about it, and towards the end of November, or around somewhere at the end, like in the middle of November, I would commit suicide, because I didn't think there was anything too important to my family throughout those dates. Thinking about it, that's how my mindset was, and it's really scary. I might stutter or get slow, but it's because it's really scary to think back into that mindset I was, because I was in a very toxic and bad mindset during that time period. As many of you know, I joined a video program there where I learned how to make movies. And when I first joined the class, I just joined it because, I thought, we're going to be on computers, we can edit. That's what I thought it was. I thought that was going to be it. But then this teacher comes in, and because we're in the basic class, and this other guy, he walks in, and he's like, I want people to join my advanced class. Who thinks they can do it? And I raise my hand, and I'm like, I'm pretty good at tech, in my head. He says, yeah, I want you. I'm going to get you in my class. Next day he comes in, all right, within the next week, you should be in my class. And then I was in his class. Then he started talking about movies, all this stuff. We started watching some of the movies he made before, and it was really interesting to me. And then he comes to us, he tells us about this movie idea, talking about this boy with abandonment issues and depression, and he wants to commit suicide, but he didn't in the end, basically. And that really intrigued me because, I was still suicidal during that time. That I was still in that mindset, so I agreed to it, and I thought maybe this would be something interesting to work on. So we wrote the script, and I poured my heart into that script along with the other members of the group. But I poured my heart in there because I got a lot of my feelings out during that film, which really helped me. Because the main premise of the film is, despite your past, you may still do greatness in the future. Then we went to New York, which was life-changing and amazing. We went to New York, it was amazing, made a lot of good friends out there, and then came the awards day, and we won. I was so happy that day I cried, because I knew that at least one thing I had done in my life had an impact on others, and it was worth something. And then that's when my teacher told me, you're going to Japan because you put in the most hours out of everybody in this movie. And then during that summer, I actually decided to lose some weight. Even though I'm still overweight right now, I was way more obese back then. I weighed 324 pounds, and this program inspired me to lose weight because I literally, it's funny and sad. When I went on the plane to New York, I literally couldn't even buckle on the seatbelt. On the biggest thing, not even close. And that was really sad, but it was, I made a joke out of it, of course, but in reality, I was pretty upset at that. But then I was able to lose weight. From that time, I was 324 pounds. I went down to 299. It's still a huge amount, but a good amount lost, I like to think. Right now, I'm between 284 and 282. Keeps kind of shifting back and forth because I have my bad days, I have my good days. I'm still trying, and hopefully I'll get to lose even more weight. Japan. So that was the most surreal experience in my entire life. It was so life-changing. It made me so happy. We met with 18 other countries all over the world. I had made so many amazing friends. Some I still talk to today. You might be watching this. Hi guys. And yeah, it's really cool. It was a life-changing experience. Met so many people, got to learn about different cultures, and it was just a really amazing experience. And then came the awards day for that, and then
the secondary category Grand Prix goes to
USA, Valverde High School.
First off, I definitely want to thank Panasonic for this life-changing experience, and also to my teacher, Mr. Robert Del Campo, who has changed my life 180.
We won global. Out of the entire world, we won, and that was amazing. Just completely amazing. I was stunned. I cried again. I was just so happy, and my whole life was changed. I was happy, and then it was crazy because in that moment, I remembered that November had already passed by, of course, because it was June. November had been passed, and I was crying because I knew I had a purpose in life now, because the reason I was going to commit suicide is because I thought I had no purpose, and I thought I was going to be a failure at life. And then started my senior year, and senior year was pretty amazing, and as I say, it went by in a flash. It was crazy. Really great experience. We got to make another film, and we got to go to New York again, but unfortunately we didn't make it. But the best part of this year, the film was amazing, I loved it, but the best part of this year was seeing the new people in film and how they've changed and how they've become better people. I believe every single person in my program has become a better person through it. Well, not my program, but the program I'm involved with. I believe they became better people. I believe that they've grown. I believe that they all have greatness and talent with them, as I think everybody does. Now, on to my grades. So as I discussed before, I was very depressed, so I never turned in my work. So when I got to Valverde, I was basically a sophomore credit-wise, but I was able to get my grades up, and now actually I'm the salutatorian of my high school. It's amazing. I could have been valedictorian. It was a tie in the end, but the other guy who got it, I believe he definitely deserves it. He's a really great guy. Just want you guys to know that no matter what in life, you can do it, because as I always say, if I can, you can too, because not that long ago, I was a straight F student. I was on the verge of committing suicide. Just speechless. I gotta thank my high school, Valverde High School. You have the best teachers and staff there. All the teachers that make you feel loved, that make you feel cared about. I didn't feel like I was cared about in my other school, but they had like 1,000 other kids to worry about. But all the teachers at my school I had were amazing, just amazing, caring people. And then also too, I've been talking about how I got to travel for filming. I have to thank another company, in specific Panasonic. Panasonic changed my life. This company right here, Panasonic, KWN is the specific part of the company that handles the stuff. Kid Witness News, by the way, is the abbreviation, well, the full thing of the abbreviation. But thank you for changing my life, and I hope this program goes on for years to come, because it's changed my life. You guys have saved my life. Same with Valverde High School. No matter what anybody says, just because it's a continuation of high school doesn't mean it's a bad school. I love it so much. It's changed me. It's made me have the best of friends. Also too, the number one person I have to thank is Mr. Del Campo, the video teacher at Valverde High School, who changed my life. I remember one instance, I've talked about this a lot, but it's the most probably impactful experience from an adult who wasn't a family member to me. It was a time in class, and this was before I gained confidence, and one of my friends asked me, hey, how did you get overweight? I said, well, usually the kids on my street where I used to live would, unfortunately, keep me out because I was a little bit slower than everyone else, and my teacher, he looks at me and he says, you're not slow, you're smart. You're one of the most smartest students I've ever met. You just learn differently. It doesn't make you any less than anybody else. And that has stood with me to this day, and I'm gonna keep fighting, because no matter what, I'm gonna keep trying. You know, just because I had a few failures, you know, doesn't really mean that I'm a failure in life. That's something, it took me a while to learn that lesson. And I just want to say one thing before I go. If I can do it, you can too.